Clix just absolutely dominated week 1 of FNCS finals, getting 295 points and winning week 1 by almost 60 points. This might actually be the season that Clix can get his first ever FNCS win. We have so much to recap in today's video. Real quick before this video starts though, please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of summertime, and if one day we're able to hit 100,000 subscribers, that would be like winning FNCS to me. So if you guys want to help me win FNCS, please just subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you want to support me even more. Without further ado, let's get straight into this video. This is by far one of the crazier top 10 leaderboards we have seen. Obviously, in first place, we had Clix and Veno on 295 points, winning 3 out of 6 games. So they literally won half the games that they played today. The 2 games that they didn't win, one of them they had out of spawn, and then the other one, Veno was kind of just forced to solo clutch. I'm going to talk more about Veno solo clutches later on in this video, and also in the background footage, you will be seeing them. Veno was playing absolutely out of his mind today, and I'm not about to sit here and say that Clix got KO'd or anything, but some of these solo clutches that Veno pulled off were absolutely insane. If we look at second place though, it is Blocka and Mixin. They had 232 points. This was actually a brand new EU duo, because if you guys remember last season, it was Paco and Mixin, and now Mixin is playing with his new duo in Blocka. So this is a full EU team getting second place on NA. Noxy and Crisps, a very underrated team, got third. Tayson and Iamzo, a team I had very high hopes for, and they were actually my prediction for winning today. They ended up in 4th, so still not very bad, but you know Tayson just wants to win every event that he plays, so I bet he is a little disappointed. Batman Booga and Rapid in 5th, a very underrated team so far this season. They ended up winning the first duo cash cup, and now with both of them being on 0 ping, they have been playing absolutely insane recently. Booga and Aviv in 6th. Booga was actually the winner of yesterday's tournament in FNCS round 3, so him beginning a top 10 is still very good. The next EU team coming over, we had Pink duoing with the global champion Miro. They ended up in 7th place, getting 208 points. They've just slowly been improving after every single tournament this season. Victor V and Paper, a team that honestly kind of just came out of nowhere this season. Paper was playing with Muzz last season, and then I'm pretty sure Muzz ended up dropping him after a kind of disappointing FNCS finish, and then he picked up the Young Goat and Victor V, and they have been playing super consistent so far this season, and 8th place is huge to see. Baka and Pars in 9th, and then Curly and Rays finish off the top 10. There was a lot of other big names in this tournament as well that I don't want to say necessarily struggled, but just didn't really play up to expectations. We had Acorn and Cold finishing in 11th place. Their best placement on the day was a 6 elimination 5th. Cold and Clix got it into some beef after like game 5. A lot of people were saying that Cold and Acorn were just playing to grief Clix and Veno. I personally do not believe that, but it is just some notable storylines going forward. And I mean, hey, maybe we'll see some more mid-game fights between Cold and Clix. We had Bucky and Okus finish in 18th place today. They started off the tournament with a 3 elimination 4th, and then kind of were a little bit slow after that. They did have 2 good games though. They mainly just struggled with some Storm Surge, as well as their drop spot was so heavily contested, and they didn't really seem to want to fight off spawn very much, but a 18th place still is pretty decent for them. Re and Rituals had a pretty disappointing day, finishing in 25th. Their first 3 games, they were kind of just trying to grief the tower that shows you where the next storm is, and they ended up losing like all of those fights, so they started playing a little bit more for placement, getting a 2 elimination 13th and a 0 elimination 9th. They're one of those teams that have already qualified for the LAN event, so it really doesn't matter what they do in FNCS this season. The OCE boys, Alex and Worthy, finished in 35th place today. I think they went like 2 and 4 off spawn today, so it was kind of a rough day for them going against Cease and Jack, but they do have the 1 trump card that they already qualified for the LAN event as well, so it is kind of dumb for any team to contest them, since they can technically land wherever they want, since it doesn't matter how they really do this FNCS. And then finally, this is the one I know you guys have all been waiting for. We got Pilot and Flix in 49th place. Shout out to Pilot, didn't get dead last in this tournament, got a total of 6 points in 6 games. On a more serious note though, we have to talk about Veno solo clutching 2 wins by himself today. We have to give Veno his flowers for how well he has literally played. I saw a lot of people are saying that if Clix wins FNCS this season, it shouldn't count because he basically borrowed Veno from EU to come carry him to an FNCS win, and I don't think that is true at all. If you have been watching the streams, Clix was putting in an insane amount of work today as well, but in 2 out of the 3 games that they won, Clix ended up dying with like 10 players left, and Veno had 2 very low HP solo clutches, where you can just see why Veno is highly regarded as one of the greatest players of all time. Like, the potential that this team has to be able to actually win an FNCS is out of this world. I'm very surprised that they actually struggled through the first 2 cash cups, finishing in 22nd and 20th in both of those cash cups respectively. And then if you guys remember, yesterday they were barely even able to qualify out of round 3 to be able to make it into the set lobbies today, because within their first first like 6 games yesterday, they only had like 100 points, and then Clix had to end his stream, and then they got like 3 straight second places to be able to qualify for today. So this team right now seems like it's very hit or miss. So if they're able to fix a couple of the mistakes that they make and the reasons why that they're playing so inconsistent right now, and I mean, obviously Clix has one of the best coaches in the world in Blood X. I know they're going to be VOD reviewing and going over all of their mistakes that they have had recently, but for Clix being able to win opens and being able to win week 1 of finals, that is going to be huge for his confidence going forwards. Also, another huge shout out to Veno for how well he played today. Being able to win FNCS week 1 on Father's Day after the recent passing of his father has to have been huge for him. We are sending all of our support over to Veno. Shout out to him. Something else about this FNCS format that is very strange is after like the first 4 games, if you realize that your team really has no chance of being able to place within like the top 10, and honestly placing in the top 10 is more just for bragging rights, but I think if you're able to get in like the top 25, you get even more series points to be able to qualify for upper bracket. But if you realize you're not going to be able to do that, a lot of teams were just W keying every single person after game 5. Like game 5 and 6 were so dead compared to like games 1 through 4, and I'm wondering if that's going to be a trend that we see going forward. Another very interesting thing though about this FNCS format, it's literally just 2 weeks of qualifiers, and then you take a 3-week break from FNCS, and then it goes over to heats, and then the very next week after heats is grand finals, and then just like that the competitive season is done. So we're already like a fourth of the way done through this competitive season already, if you really think about it. If you're worried about a couple of your favorite pros not being able to make it into grand finals now, since we are already halfway done through the qualifiers, I don't think you really should be, because as long as the players yesterday were able to place in the top 150, they still were able to get enough series points to at least qualify them for lower bracket. So big name teams that we have, such as Peterbot and Pollo, who finished in 69th, Mongrel and Mr. Savage, who placed a little bit closer to them, Kanata and Cooper as well. I think the only team that didn't get any series points, that is like one of the bigger streamers and content creators, is Asian Jeff and Cypher PK. But to me, they looked really good throughout their qualifying games. If they just work with their coach a little bit more and get Cypher PK on the right track, and Asian Jeff has some more confident calls and he's not changing his mind a lot and confusing Cypher PK, I think they will be able to qualify for at least heats. Making grand finals for them is going to be very difficult, but I really do think this team can make heats. Other than that though, that is pretty much all for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about FNCS week 1, all your thoughts on it and everything like that. Comment down below your early top 5 predictions for FNCS grand finals after just seeing the first week of qualifiers. If I'm one day able to hit 100,000 subscribers, that would be like winning FNCS to me. So if you guys want to help me win FNCS, just subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Use code KDog in the Fortnite item shop if you want to help support me even more. It is the best way to do so and really help me to be able to continue to make these videos. Thank you guys all so much for the support recently. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.